Hi friends, it's your buddy Matt, the Global Ergonomist and the Ergo Coach. Want to give you another intro to another great Strong Qigong class. This one carries on the tradition of our stance classes. The last two were single leg stance as well as the horse stance. This one is bow stance, the bow and arrow stance. And we explored some different moves within it, including boxing both ears and piercing the clouds, carving the clouds, push hands, as well as waving hands like fans. We do it in both directions, so you get a chance to feel it, both east and west, as we like to say. Hope you find this interesting, and I hope you enjoy this class. Be sure to leave your comments below. We love hearing from you. Don't forget to hit the like button and the notification bell, because we love having you here at Strong Qigong. See you next time, everybody. Bye-bye. Let's take some long, slow, deep, silent breaths, as we always do to start. Deep and slow, quiet and even, in through the nose and out from the mouth, in through the belly and out from the chest, in through the heart and out from the mind. And as you continue to breathe in this manner, begin to extend every exhale through pursed lips as if blowing through a straw. And as you extend every exhale at the bottom of every breath, take a moment to enjoy a deep ensuing inhale that follows. Continue breathing in that manner, extending every exhale, enjoying every inhale. And as you do, begin to focus your mind on the fleeting moment where your out-breath changes to your in-breath, and your in-breath changes back to your out-breath. Find those fleeting moments, or at least seek them out. And as you do, you're sharpening your mind on the stone of the breath. This is using dopamine and some of those neurochemicals that actually help focus our minds. So continue to extend every exhale, find and look for the fleeting moments. And after a few more breaths, invite your eyes to gently, slowly flutter open, just as a butterfly might leave a flower. We'll go into our warm-ups, always starting up at the head and neck, where we calibrate our vestibular system with our respiratory system, beginning with what we call the yoga neck roll. Taking a deep breath in, our head floats like a balloon on a string. And as we exhale through pursed lips, it's like we're slowly letting the air out of the balloon. When we inhale again, we inhale and sweep one ear past one shoulder. We exhale, sweep across to the other side, inhale past shoulder. Exhale, sweeping across the chest, inhaling past the shoulder. And going from side to side, allowing our inner ear to calibrate with the movement of our diaphragm. It gets everything going in unison. Beautifully done. On your next exhale, pause at the bottom. Inhale your chin back upright. Engage your shoulder blades. Loop your shoulder blades forward and upward as you inhale. Bring them around backward and downward as you exhale, and continue to loop in this manner. Calibrate your breath with your movement. Looping forward and upward with every inhale, squeezing downward and backward with every exhale. Beautifully done. We call this daji rolls. We're waking up the area between the shoulder blades, known as the daji point. Well done. And then after a few more of these, squeezing them together, relax the shoulders, turn your eyes towards one hand, and begin to scoop and toss behind you from side to side. Silk reeling is what any repetitive movement is called in this type of practice. Here, we're simply calling this windmills, simply rolling from side to side. The eyes follow hand and the hand follows breath. The breath follows mind. Beautifully done. Now this reeling in your hands, bring it into your shoulders and loop those backwards, one independent of the other, and allow your body to turn, allow your weight to shift. Warming up that respiratory sinus. We're going to work our way down now towards the bottom. Since we're already rocking and rolling, we simply go right into the ragdoll, simply turning from side to side using the momentum of the trunk turn. And the arms flail away from the body. From the ragdoll, we go right into the pellet drum. We begin to slap or tap top of our shoulder and low back, side to side. You can decide how much of a sharp slap or a light tap you give yourself. At the top of the shoulder and low back, we go down to the top of the chest, up around the collarbone, where it's safe to give yourself a nice sharp slap or light tap if you need it. After you've done the top of the chest, we go to the bottom of the rib cage. Those floating ribs we rely on to squeeze more air out at the bottom of every breath. And after we've done the bottom of the rib cage, we go to the hips, shifting weight and turning trunk from side to side. We're all the way down the top of the body taken care of. We'll go into the lower body now and invite our hands to drift to our hips and begin big looping hula hoops with the hips. We call this stirring the bowl. It's a Latin word for bowl is pelvis. We're rolling the pelvis like the bell of a wine glass. After you've gone in one direction, simply pause and loop in the opposite direction. We always like to unwind what we wound, get everything calibrated. Now we'll work our way into the lower half of the body. We'll allow our center of gravity to settle within our base of support. Step out into a wider stance, comfortable. We call this Mabu, the horse stance. For the Great Bear swings, we take a deep breath in. And as we exhale, we turn our shoulders and drop down. As we inhale, we turn our shoulders, rise and pause. Exhale, turn shoulders, drop down. Inhale, rise to pause. Rest your hands comfortably anywhere on your thighs, anywhere between your knees and hips to give yourself just enough support as feels good. Side to side. Beautifully done. Now, we'll pause at the bottom, inhale our trunk back upright, and before we leave Mabu, we'll begin to shift weight on a figure eight. So as you rock from side to side, invite your hips to draw in a looping movement from side to side. We call that shifting weight on a figure eight. It's important in a lot of Tai Chi and Qigong maneuvers where your feet are more spread apart. Beautifully done. Now we can settle in the middle, bring our feet back into a comfortable stance, the center stance we often call it. And we'll finish up by shifting weight to one foot, raise one heel and loop the knee inward. And allow the ankle and foot to follow along obediently. After you've done some inward loops, a couple of outward loops, always unwinding what we wound. And then take weight through that foot, raise the opposite heel, loop inward. Once you've looped inward, a few outward loops. And then we'll finish up by settling back into the middle, gently clasp your hands and just roll your wrists. And after you've done some wrist rolls in one direction, wrist roll in the other, always unwinding what we've wound. Beautifully done. Now we can begin our Qigong breathing. We begin to inhale our palms up towards our heart and exhale our palms down towards our lap. Continuing to breathe in this manner. Beautifully done. Inhaling, hands rise, exhaling, hands fall for a meditative and visualization technique, Qigong, known as cleansing the inner body. I learned this from Bill Douglas, the person who invented World Tai Chi Day, which is still going on decades later. And this inner body cleansing is best done with eyes closed. So if your balance tolerates it and you can invite your eyes to close, then you can use the full power of your own visualization and imagination. And as you inhale and your palms rise, you visualize a glowingness that forms in the earth and rises through the soles of your feet, through your inner body to collect in your upper dantian, the cauldron of the mind, the third eye center. And when every exhale drops and the hands melt down, you imagine that glowing cloud or mist formed the glowing cloud. And that glowing cloud formed the glowing rain. And that glowing rain washes through your inner body back down into the earth. So you're breathing into and out of the earth. With every inhale, your palm is rising with a glowing mist. With every exhale, your palms are falling with a glowing rain. And it's washing your inner body and cleansing you, preparing for all that follows. So invite the power of your own visualization, your own imagination, and your own concentration to cleanse the inner body and prepare for all that follows. When your hands rise again, invite them to pause at heart height in the meditative pose and stance we know as stand like tree. This is where we take inventory of our alignment. So with long neck and light head floating upward, our heavy shoulders and our heavy tail melt downward. Between them, our string of pearls, our spine gently stretches. This is known as a string of pearls in ancient Asian literature. Our hands hover as if we're tenderly hugging a long-lost loved one, and our feet are parallel in a firm-rooted stance like a mighty oak. Our three energy centers that we were just breathing between, our middle dantian, our lower dantian, our upper dantian, rest perfectly on one another like three smooth river rocks we gathered and stacked on life's river's edge. With soft knees and soft belly, soft breath and soft gaze, or best of all, eyes closed, we feel the echoes of the chi we stir. We see the dance of our warm-ups in our mind's eye, from the yoga neck roll, through those daji rolls, from the pellet drum, through the windmills, from the stirring of the bowl through the great bear swings. We see it and feel it through our own visualization, imagination, and concentration. As we do so, our hands begin the slow journey downward until thumbs cross over the belly button and folded fingers rest below in the area known lovingly as the lower dantian, the seat of chi energy, the cauldron of the body. And as our hands rest on the cauldron of the body, we blow on the embers. The embers respond by growing brighter. And with each deep ensuing inhale, we draw the light upward. And we begin to blow on the embers of the cauldron of the heart, the middle dantian. We blow on the embers of both cauldrons through closed eyes and pursed lips, as if blowing through a straw. And with each deep ensuing inhale, draw the light throughout our inner galaxy, beyond our inner galaxy, and bathe the space around us in light, warm, silken chi energy. May your body be strong, and may your heart be calm. If your eyes are closed, enjoy it a moment longer as your hands melt to your side, only inviting your eyes to gently, slowly flutter open as a butterfly might leave a flower. Beautifully done. We're prepped. We step into the center of our little boat. Our hand on this side of the screen, our room, floats before our heart in a gentle fist. The hand on this side covers it together. We take a deep breath in. We slowly exhale and bow to one another in a gesture of mutual respect. When we inhale ourselves back upright in gratitude for the tradition, as we exhale, our hands melt down. When we inhale again, we inhale our hands up over our head about an inch apart. Slowly and deliberately exhale down our center line. This is centering the chi where we begin and end. And we do one more with our palms together, inhaling up as the Shaolin do, as we like to show deference to what we learned from them. We exhale only as far as the heart center. And then we inhale and elbows rise and wrists straighten. We exhale down. Ready now to step out into our boat. Today's class is another stance class, and it's going to be bow stance. So let's inhale our hands up about an inch apart. Let's exhale them down and calibrate how high or how low you go. You don't have to go real high. high or real low. Find what is comfortable for you that moves in a nice flowing movement. Inhaling as you rise, exhaling as you fall, taking comfort in your three dantian, resting perfectly balanced on one another. This is syncing the chi, and we do this again and again to recalibrate our alignment and move smoothly through. As we rise with every inhale, we fall with every exhale. And in a moment, when your hands drop again, I'm going to ask you to pause at the bottom, then inhale them up to heart height, extended in front of you, and back down as you exhale. We know this is opening the door, seminal movement in Tai Chi and Qigong, usually the first movement in formal Tai Chi routine. Now, when our hands rise again, I'm going to invite you to pause with them extended at heart height in front of you, just like so. Shift weight over one foot and step in. This is a transitional step. And then step back into bow stance. Now, what we're looking for in bow stance is space between the knees in one plane and another. So it's a exaggerated boxer's stance, and you can adjust as need be. Your lead foot is nice and straight, aimed towards me. Your following foot is at about a 45. Now, bring your hands up side by side and make gentle fist. When you go to inhale, drop the hands down and inhale to the back foot. As you exhale, lunge towards the front foot and pause and continue in this manner. Inhale to the back foot, exhale to the front. In Tai Chi, especially the Yang 24, this is known as boxing both ears. So we inhale, exhale as we lunge forward. Beautifully done. Boxing both ears in bow stance. Now in a moment, as our hands return to the front, I'm going to ask you to pause with them again and make your palms face each other, like so. Then inhale them straight back to your heart as you come back to the back foot. Exhale, lunge them forward, and then breaststroke back as you inhale up to your heart. Exhale, pierce forward. It's as if you're opening two curtains. So you exhale, lunge forward, inhale, scooping, breaststroking back. This is known as piercing the clouds. Inhale to the back foot. We exhale to the front foot. Notice your shift in weight. Beautifully done. This is bow stance. Now, coming up is one of my favorites. I often tell friends, practicing Tai Chi and Qigong is like surfing on dry land. And I grew up surfing in North Florida, so this one always is a favorite of mine. When your hands lunge forward again, line up your hands like so and come forward. As you inhale to your back foot, saw back like a sawing motion. As you exhale, saw forward, and then let your eyes follow your hands through the sky, and then saw forward as you exhale again. Your eyes follow your hands, and your hands follow your breath, and your breath follows your mind. This is known as carving the clouds. It feels like surfing. Exhale forward. We call it a bottom turn. After you take off and you get to the bottom of the wave, you start to dig that back foot in. Your hands often go up like this in your bottom turn. So this really feels like surfing on dry land, carving the clouds. Inhale to the back foot. Exhale to the front. I love it. Beautifully done. Like finger painting through the sky as your eyes follow your head. Now, when you lunge forward again, coming up, I'm going to ask you to press your palms together at the front And then drop them as you inhale to the back foot and exhale, pushing to the front. Now you'll notice the hands are in this looping manner. It's almost like you're a baseball player standing at home plate, getting ready for the pitch. And keeping a gentle pressure between the hands, this is known as push hands. Simply roll into this looping. You'll notice you're dropping your hands to your lower dantian as you inhale back, pushing across your middle dantian as you lunge forward. Now, I tell that to you because coming up, I'm going to ask you to pause at the bottom and cross wrists with palms up. We're going to trace 2 small circles, so get ready. When the hands drop to the lower dantian, cross the wrists, and then fan the hands out. Inhale, cross wrists to the back foot. Fan hands, exhale to the front foot. Now this is known as waving hands like fans. As you inhale to the back foot, there's a turn in the trunk, if you'll notice. You turn towards the back foot, you turn towards the front foot. You inhale to the back foot, you exhale to the front foot, cross wrists to the back foot, fan hands to the front foot. A lot of going on in this one, I realize. But this is bow stance. All of these are bow stance. Now, in a moment, as we return to the front foot, I'm going to ask you to simply press your hands together at the lower dantian and resume your push hand. The push hands is going to invite us to step forward. So in a moment, I'm going to ask you to return to your center stance or square stance. Simply follow your hands forward and pause for a moment as you shift weight, key step, and then bow step into bow stance, east and west, the opposite side, and then resume your push hands. Beautifully done. Inhaling to your back foot, exhaling to your front. Same type of stance. Distance between the knees in 2 planes. And as your hands drop into your lower dantian, in a moment, I'm going to ask you to cross your wrists, palms up, and resume waving hands like fans. So simply cross wrists and wave hands. Inhale to the back foot, exhale to the front. Cross wrists to the back. Wave and fan hands to the front. Beautifully done. Turning towards each foot as you move, as you breathe. Beautifully done. Waving hands like fans. And when your hands and wrists cross again at the lower dantian, simply press them together and resume some push hands, drawing back, pushing forward, inhaling back foot, exhaling front. Beautifully done. When your hands come forward again, line them up and saw back to the back foot. Saw forward, and then eyes follow hands through the sky. Continue to carve clouds east and west, surfing on dry land. Doing your bottom turn, you paddle into the wave picks you up, you jump to your feet, and you begin your bottom turn. I love it. It feels just like it. Carving clouds, east and west. Beautifully done. When your hands lunge forward again as you exhale, prepare yourself to pause for a moment and line up your palms facing each other. Inhale them towards your heart. Exhale them forward, open the curtains. Breaststroke up to the heart, pierce the clouds, east and west. Beautifully done. Lovely. Deep breath in as you come back to your back foot. Exhale as you pierce forward. Prepare yourself in a moment. When your hands lunge forward again, to pause with the fists, pausing, and then inhale, drop them back. Exhale, forward. Continue to box both ears. Beautifully done. So that's our little bow stance series. We did bow stance east and west. Now you get a sense of what it feels like as you move between your base of support, your center of gravity, shifting weight on a figure eight, and all the rest. Now, when your hands come forward again, join them, follow them up, stand in your center stance, drop your hand, sync your chi. Inhale up, exhale down, and continue. Rise with the breath. Fall with the breath. Calibrate your breath with your movement, settling everything down. Beautifully done. When your hands drop again, pause at the bottom and inhale them to heart height. Resume opening the door as we prepare to land this plane. When your hands rise again, spread them wide and stand. Light tree. With long neck and light head floating upward, our heavy shoulders and heavy tail melt downward. As our spine, our string of pearls, stretches between them, our hands hover as if we're tenderly hugging a long-lost loved one. Our feet remain parallel in a firm-rooted stance like a mighty oak, and our three energy centers are resting on one another, balanced perfectly. Like three smooth river rocks, we balanced on life's river's edge. With soft knees and soft belly, soft breath and soft gaze, or best of all, eyes closed, we feel the echoes of the chi we stirred. We see the dance we completed in our mind's eye, and we enjoy the show. From boxing both ears to piercing the cloud, from carving the clouds through push hands, all the way through waving fan hands, or waving hands like fans. We see it, we feel it. We use the power of our own visualization, imagination, and concentration. And if eyes are closed, we enjoy it as our hands begin the final journey downward, thumbs crossing again over the belly button, the folded fingers warming on the cauldron of the body as we resume blowing on the embers of the cauldron of the heart and the cauldron of the body. And through closed eyes and pursed lips, we delight in the growing, glowing light as the embers respond, and we draw it upward and outward. And we begin to blow on the embers of the cauldron of the mind, the upper dantian, the mind's eye center that gave us this beautiful inner show. And we blow on the embers of all three cauldrons, filling our inner galaxy with light, spilling beyond our inner galaxy, bathing the space around us, spilling beyond the space around us, bathing the world around us, spilling beyond the world around us, and bathing life itself in bright, warm, silken chi energy. And may your body stay strong. May your heart stay calm. May your mind stay sharp. May your spirit stay free. Yi Dao Qi Dao, which means where intention goes, energy flows. Where the mind goes, Qi follows. Eyes are closed. We enjoy it as the hands melt to our side, only inviting them to gently, slowly flutter open as a butterfly might leave a flower. Welcome back. We step back into that little boat where we started. We inhale our hands up one final time, an inch apart. Slowly and deliberately exhale down our center line, centering our chi as promised. Our hand on this side makes the fist. Our hand on this side covers it. Together, we take a deep breath in to straighten. We slowly exhale and bow, and you give yourselves a round of applause for being this light you made in the world today. Thank you so much, everybody.